Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome to a brand new YouTube only series. We are on a rebuild with Liverpool Football Club in 2031. Since Jurgen Klopp has left, Liverpool Football Club has gone downhill on my 1860 Munich save, and we today are going to delve into why that is the issue. I will not stress this enough. Watch till the end, because when I find out the finances, I am in utter shock. This is a football club that is meant to be self-sustainable and is the message that FSG gives us in real life. And Liverpool, in this save, is definitely not self-sustainable. They're in a massive need of a helping hand. Also, we go through the squad, obviously, and the system that we will play, which can be downloaded below in the link on FM Base, because it's a system me and AJ Walker have built. As always, I want to thank you for the support of 1860. That save's still continuing out there on Twitch, so you can please follow that down below. And we will obviously, once that save is finished, we'll obviously bring this save, once it's completed, to the Twitch as well. So worth giving that a follow. But without further ado, we're going to go dive into this. A Liverpool rebuild in 2031. And yeah, the finances are just quite shocking. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have officially been approached by Liverpool Football Club on the 19th of December 2031. And we are about to officially end my reign as 1860 Munich manager, which has been an 11 amazing years at this time in the 1860 Munich save. But obviously, I've played further past this. If you ever want to watch that save, links down below to come follow us live on Twitch. We are obviously about to go on and win the title, and all sort of things are going to happen, obviously, as well. But Liverpool have reached out. They're in a desperate time of need. They need a world-class manager. And since Klopp has left, since they've sacked Klopp, the club has gone a little bit downhill from there. We are going to have a look at Liverpool Football Club without me having the job, so you can see why I think this is going to be such a rebuild. And then we're going to start negotiations, accept the contract, and then have a look at Liverpool whilst being in the job as head manager. As you can see, they offered me a free year deal on 100k a week. I'm only on 11k a week here as Munich manager. That is correct. That is a bit strange, but it is what it is. But the big thing to notice is Liverpool only give me a 9 mil transfer budget and a 3.9 mil wage per week. So I think the wage is not bad, but the 9 mil is a little bit whatever. Play attacking football is what we do. We do have this 4-4-2 that me and AJ Walker have built together. It's a stream built 4-4-2. We've actually now released it on FM Base. The link's down below, so you can go and have a look at the tactic that we will be using in this save. Also got, a lot of the club culture, which I like. Attacking football, develop players for the youth system, sign people under 23, play entertaining football. Something the 4-4-2 that me and AJ have built is definitely very good at doing. Work within the payroll budget, obviously contracts for players of 33 and 31, but that's for Michael Edwards, who still is in charge of Liverpool Football Club as a director of football. And they want me to reach the final of the Europa League, because they have finished 5th their last 2 years, so not being in the top 4 the last 2 years. They want me to then somehow from 9th get back into the Champions League in half a year, which is going to be huge. Reach the final of the FA Cup, and they don't care about the Cabaret Cup, which makes me think they're still in it. And then they want me to, in the next couple years, to win the Premier League. So, if we have a look at Liverpool Football Club without me going in there, first things first, their recent form since Klopp has been a little bit of a decline. They then finished 5th, a couple of years of 2nd, 5th and 5th. And they are, of course, in the Europa League. I don't think they won it last season, but there was a few years ago where I think it was the year Klopp got sacked. They finished 3rd in a group. They went on to win the Europa League, but not too much has gone on there since then. As you can see on the save, Liverpool haven't been drawn because they were in the Europa League already, so they were straight into the second round. My boys have got Club Brugge in the real life save of 1860. Where I'm doing it, we actually got Fenerbahce, so bit of a difference there for people that have got keen eyes. Probably a couple of my viewers like Dim and that go, oh, that's a bit different. We did the interview for Liverpool before the final game of the season and that draw. Currently, though, the captain is a big name in Erling Haaland, and Trent is still the vice-captain. But you have a look at Liverpool Football Club and you look at the players here. There is players that are aging, so they've got a squad that we'll definitely look through more in depth in a second when we actually become manager. But straight off the bat, Trent Alexander-Arnold at 33 is there. You've got Igor, people may know, at 32. There's a few names from the middle of the park that you definitely knew, like Ritz and Nicholas, obviously, as well. But the big one is Erling Haaland. He is here. We'll definitely have a look at their transfer business. Liverpool bought him from Dortmund in 2023-24 while Klopp was in charge for $109 million. Still looks fantastic. Can't wait to use him. I only ever used him last season when we did our Dortmund save, our short little Dortmund save. But never used him in a proper, contenty sort of save. But the big thing here is Liverpool Football Club, since Klopp has left, has not had a coach for a foreseeable amount of time. As you can see, they then hired in Paulo Fonseca to come in, Fonesca to come in, and he spent a couple years here, nearly 3, and got the sack. And then after him, not even a year later, Vittorio Piero got the sack. And then 344 days yet again, not even a year later, they sacked Sergio. So a bit of a Chelsea sort of rotation of managers. 1 year in, you haven't achieved what we want. Out the door you go, next manager in. And then they've offered me to finish Champions League football. They currently are 7th in the Prem. When I actually did the job interview, they were 9th, so they must have won a game. And we look at the Premier League, they are currently 7th. They are, however, 3 points. So 3 points from outside being in the top 4, but 2 points behind Newcastle, who have got money and spent well, been fantastic. And as you can see, Jurgen Klopp's last full season in charge of Liverpool was the last time they won the Premier League. It'd be interesting to see what Liverpool actually finished and why they sacked Klopp. It must have been because let's go to 2024-25. Let's see when Liverpool last won it there. And the year after that, Liverpool finished 2nd and they sacked Klopp. That's a bit interesting. You know what? Liverpool deserve it. Unless that was the year and they kept him and he finished 5th. That probably is more likely. I'm probably about a year out. They sacked him and Klopp finished 2nd. They deserved him in this spot. But yeah, look, Liverpool Football Club, the season preview here, without me being manager, is of course 5th. And that's your team there playing in a 4-3-3. People you may know. Average age of the squad is 27. Now, for a team that wants first team players of 23. You want to get the average age down a fair bit. We do have some older age players keeping that age high. I think my first aim is going to try and bring people in with no real money to get the average age down. Now, there's also the cool little aspect that I'm leaving 1860 in this same season. I am 26 games into the season before I jump on stream later on. And I am in the Europa League, about to make the quarterfinal, because I got knocked out in the group stage in 3rd, and I'm also just not buying out in the DFB Pokal and have a semi-final final that does not have a Dortmund side or Hertha Berlin side around, so I should be winning my first DFB Pokal. Be very interesting to see in this save who gets hired at 1860, and maybe we might pinch a couple of the youngsters that I really rate there that maybe the game doesn't, so it'd be interesting to see. Let's start negotiations here with Liverpool Football Club, of course, though. This is going to be a massive rebuild. 3-year deal, 100k a week. In we go. Next unread, social feed there. And we are going to continue on to become Liverpool manager, I believe. This would be interesting if I'm not Liverpool manager. Should be Liverpool manager. I don't know why we haven't become Liverpool manager. This is end of the year. There we go. I was about to say, if this was the end of the year, that's going to be odd, but I said I would move straight away. There we are. As you can see, Aloe arrives with 263 wins, 54 draws, and 117 defeats in his career, and has won a league title. And look, I'm very happy with getting the job. Apparently, I beat out Oscar Lopez, who was the favourites. Liverpool have obviously been a little bit whatever. We've obviously in the save at 1860, never won a top division. Honour. So you never won the cup, never won the league, lost the Champions League final last season. So, in terms of realism, it's actually not a bad job to take. Liverpool, going for a younger manager that has a reputation of playing a very high pressing football and attacking football. I actually kind of like the storyline behind this. Plus, boyhood club in the Liverpool 06 FA Cup shirt. So, not too bad. As you can see, we're currently 7th. Fierce rivals, obviously, Everton, of course. You can see everything there. We've got superb training facilities, all those sort of the cup and history. They've actually lined it up in a 4-4-2 for me, which is nice. Marcus Antonio here too, didn't see that. Allison, hot prospect, but not the keeper. Allison, of course, and there's obviously some regens that we need to do. Schedule to meet the press and a coaching staff, one every month, not a problem. All right, so we're here with Liverpool Football Club. We've got Manchester City in 2 days. Well, guess what, YouTube? You're going to get a live com next episode to see how we go in the league against Manchester City. We also got a Carabao Cup game against Southampton, which I would imagine is a quarter-final. It is a quarter-final. Let's see how Liverpool have gone so far. They drew on the opening day to Leicester and Burnley. Newcastle, they won. Undefeated until they played Manchester United, where they lost 4-2. They then got through very swimmingly before they lost to Chelsea. And they've lost to Norwich out of nowhere. And they sacked the manager. I feel like it's a very harsh sacking. Obviously not in the Europa League and probably not, great. And I will say Liverpool have drawn a lot of games there. They've only lost 2 games out of 17. But I reckon they've drawn a heap, haven't they? They've drawn 6. Only lost 3 games, so I missed a game in there. What was the other game? Chelsea and Norwich, of course. And they won 8. If they turn a couple of those draws into wins, they're currently, 3rd? And the manager keeps his job. So maybe a very good time to take part in Liverpool Football Club. Who knows? Maybe we'll go on a run and we finish second this season. Leeds having a very good year. Probably explains why I get so many bids from Leeds in my youth challenge. But there we are, 2031 Premier League football, and we have got Liverpool in this massive rebuild. Now, we are manager of the football club, so I think here we're going to go and have a look at and see why this Liverpool Football Club is failing. Of course, going to load up Damo and AJ's 442, which is just there. You can download that through FM base. And let's go have a look at the squad and see exactly who we've got here. Rightio. So let's just go by contract. No, let's just go by general information and by age. And the squad is, if we're going down, is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's obviously been here the whole time, looks fantastic. Dodo from Juve. I think he came from Juve by remembering in my save. He left to come on a free. There it is down below. He also has that buying in this save. We played against him. Igor, the 32-year-old, still looks very, very good. Very good physicals. Antonio as well still looks world-class. Definitely play for me. Erling Haaland, even at 31, he's still going to play. And saying that, though, I will say this. If someone comes in and gives me 100 mil for Haaland, he can go. Daniel Barden's a Welsh backup goalkeeper that's been listed. That's fine. Nicholas, the Austrian, as well. Be interesting to see when these players come in. Looks absolutely superb. Jeremy Pino is injured, but he's here too. Be interesting to see how much Liverpool bought him for. We got Octavian, the Romanian 78 caps. Looks very good as well as a winger. Florian Wirtz is still an elite 28-year-old right in his prime. He ain't going anywhere. He's going to stick around for a long while, is Florian Wirtz. Amo looks fantastic. Physically a monster. 24 caps. Played against him in the Champions League quarterfinal 2 years ago, and Liverpool last in the Champions League. Alessandro's a regen from Italy, 2 caps. Looks very, very good as a left-back bombing on. Jan Koch looks absolutely fantastic as a left-back too. Would arguably be the starter. Victor Martinez looks like he's the number one. Apparently he's just a cup goalkeeper, which makes me think Liverpool do lack goalkeepers. They then got Vieira, who is also a backup keeper, Brazilian international, is wanted. Judging by the Brazilian we have at 1860, I actually think Liverpool do not have a first-choice goalkeeper by the looks of that. The Spaniard looked pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the Spaniard and Victor Martinez is actually quite a well-rounded, good 6'2" goalkeeper. But considering what I've seen, that looks like Liverpool are crying out for a first-team keeper here. Raul Vieira is a Uruguayan that is injured. He looks very nippy as a striker, but, you know, he's got 19 flair, 17 composure, good finishing, good technique. Be interesting to see what he's done in his career for Liverpool. Only 24 goals in 105 games, if you can see that right at the bottom of your screen. Very good physicals, though. Curtis Morin is not the Curtis Morin you're thinking of. This guy's been listed for me. Well, actually, a little bit about him, you know. I quite like him as a centre mid. Maybe we'll see. Yannick Borden, there's a regen. 24 years of age, Frenchman, 6 foot, agility, pace, acceleration, finishing, composure, technique. He's a squad player that's wanted. I'm telling you right now, I think this guy's going to get some minutes for us. Wanted by Barcelona. Malinga, a centre mid, 24 years of age. Looks pretty good. Got the physical, got good mentals. Is a bit of a squad player, is not too bad. Dennis Sacco was a guy I nearly signed up in Munich. How have you gone? Did you join Liverpool straight off the bat for 5 mil? He did. I nearly went for him, and then he turned 19 as I was about to. Yet to play for Liverpool. He looks very well-rounded mentally. He hasn't developed as much as I would have thought here at Liverpool Football Club. Charlie Rogers is a striker that's a breakthrough prospect at 21. He's okay, not too great. And then Phil Hamilton is an American that I know because I nearly signed him from Liverpool, and he looks not too bad either. But yet again, they look like they lack depth. You know what it is? Liverpool have got a very good starting 11 by the looks of things, but in terms of having depth, that ain't a good enough team. So I'm going to pick what the assistant thinks would be my best team for this next game, right? And they reckon it looks like that. I would happen to agree from the onset, and as you can see, a little bit lacking. If we go to the development centre, there is not a player worth noting in the under 23s. This guy's not worth noting. Okay, you're coming in. 18 years of age. I like the look of him. As a centre mid on defend, ball winning midfielder on defend, this guy's really good. We obviously have a guy that is... we also have a guy called Rudy at 1860, which I would love to sign. This guy's actually not that great now that I look at him, but he's definitely worth coming into the Liverpool squad. Anyone else here? No one really in the under 23s, and in the under 18s, no one really has come through this intake as well. We go to the development and go to youth candidates. We've got a very poor intake coming through as well from Alex, who's been long serving head of youth. So there we go. Liverpool, hi me. Our first game is going to be Manchester City. And this squad, look at the finances. Jeez, they've been yo-yoing everything. We're 93 mil in debt. Liverpool Football Club are 93 mil in debt. We're only guaranteed 9 mil for next season as well. I would have thought Liverpool Football Club would have been in the red. We are in the black because, in profit. They're not. They're in the red. Wow, Liverpool Football Club are 93 mil in debt. Wow, we are in trouble. Players in last year, their contract, anyone, worth anything? Not really. Assuming Diabate they bought from me, which I thought was silly. Our youth intake is obviously there. They want me to obviously reach the final. Yes, we kind of need to. We need money pretty much right off the bat. Wow, I was not expecting to see that. So what's our first little bit of fixtures here? So we've got Man City, we've got Southampton, we've got Burnley, West Brom. All right, so after City, we've got a few games that we should probably do well in. So I think next episode is going to be a Manchester City live com and then a bit of a recap. And then have a look at January and see who we sign as well here. But signings are going to be hard, I feel. We are in a little bit of strife. Any of our players make the season preview, probably Haaland, and that's probably it. Haaland does, Wirtz does, that's it, really. Yeah, that's probably fair. And there's a few Newcastle players in there as well, but I feel like we're in absolute trouble. This rebuild in 2031, finances, look at this. At one stage, there were 120 million debt. I don't get that. Have we got any debts and loans? We've got bank loans. Oh, what is going on here? What's the projection? We're meant to, in the next 2 years, be 215 mil in debt. What? Liverpool Football Club, a powerhouse, a club that is currently in real life being built by the owners to be self-sustainable, is going to be 215 mil in debt in 3 years. What is going on with the finances? Well, there you go. Liverpool Football Club in trouble. 7th in the league. Expected to finish top 4. Need money. 98 mil in debt. I know this may sound a little bit crazy, but I honestly think if there's a big bid for Haaland, we can get something like 150, 200 million just to get the club back into the profit land. It may hurt us now, but it may be a spot where we can maybe grow and build Liverpool Cup from scratch. I was going to say, okay, goal is turn the team, get a few transfers in, win the Champions League and the league in 2 to 3 seasons. Thank you very much. That's the end of the save. This may be harder than we think, boys. Liverpool are in massive debt. The squad isn't big enough, really. There's not much in the squad. There's a couple injuries. And as much as the first team on paper right there looks good, the rest of the team hasn't got too much quality about it. I can see why Liverpool have struggled. And I definitely know where we need to strengthen. I'm thinking goalkeeper. But we'll wait and we'll see how we go. Anyway, from Damo and everybody else here, I'll see you guys next time for the second episode of the LFC rebuild in 2031. We have Manchester City, last year's European champions, a team we know very well because we've played them 3 times as 1860 Munich manager in terms of the date of this save. And I will be back with hopefully some good news. But wow, we're in massive debt, a squad that's a little bit whatever, and no real depth. It's not going to be as easy as we first thought. I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.